my name is Elise, and I just recently got released from prison in April of this year, and I think it's almost Thanksgiving right now. So, I am a recovering addict, and while I was in prison, I discovered reading. And so when I was a kid, I read all the Harry Potter books, and that was pretty much it. Loved them, but after that, I found drugs. So reading didn't really fit in with my lifestyle. So when I got to jail, I knew I was going to be there for a while. Super boring. If you've never been to jail, don't go, because it's super boring. And my bunkie had a James Patterson book, and I'm like, okay, let me just, pass the time. So I read it, and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Give me another one. So I ended up reading 12 James Patterson books, and okay, no shame to James Patterson, and I'm actually really glad that was the style of writing that I learned that I love reading with, because he almost writes like a movie script, okay, right? And his chapters are super tiny. Sometimes they're a page long. And that was really good for somebody that was picking up reading again after 15 years or something. I don't know the exact time period, but so after the 12th James Patterson book, I was like, okay, is there anything else to read? I am kind of over this, superficial, the bad guy's killing people, and now we gotta find him and save the day. I don't know, and yes, I do read books like that still, but I guess I just outgrew him after 12 books. So I think the next book that I read was a J.D. Robb, and loved it. A very interesting type of detective mystery, because J.D. Robb, as if you don't know, is Nora Roberts, and instead of her typical romancy books, it's about the year, I think it's 2059 or 58 and on, and there's I want to say 30 of them. There's a lot of them, and it follows Eve Dallas, and she is a detective in New York City, and it's just her use of the scientific-y things that they'll have in the future is awesome. Very realistic. I mean, they have hover cars, and I mean, it's just crazy. So I really liked that, but then I was just let me just immerse myself in reading, and I did. And I spent 8 months in jail, then I got sentenced, and then I did 2.5 years in prison. And the entire time, all I did was read. I mean, I worked too. I worked as a math tutor for girls that were struggling taking their mandatory testing, but every waking moment I was reading. I would walk to dinner with a book, I would sit alone with a book, I would do laps on the track with a book, my face in a book. So it was just amazing. I loved it. And so when I got out of prison, I was like, am I going to stop reading? No. So it's something that's a really huge part of my life. But I am a felon now, so it's really hard for me to find work. I'm super thankful for the job I have right now. I'm a cook at a restaurant, at a Cajun restaurant, and I love it, but I probably am not going to be making more than minimum wage for the rest of my life. I mean, miracles can happen, but I'm not going to hold my breath. So it's really important for me to be able to have the ability to buy books other places than Barnes and Noble, where I mean $20, $30, $40. There's no way. Not with the amount of books that I read. When I was in prison, I read, I think it was 512 books. So right now with working and stuff, I do probably, I want to say at least 4 a week, sometimes more, depending on if they're longer or shorter. But yeah, so I started going to thrift stores. I started going to Bookman's, Savers, Goodwill, and Half Price Books. And I gotta tell you, I probably will never go to Barnes and Noble again, because the amount of amazing quality books that I found, unbelievable. And I'm going to show you a couple of them now. Okay, so this one I found from Goodwill, and the quality is excellent. There's my little Goodwill tag. This one also from Goodwill, really good quality. Let's see. Never heard of this author, so we'll see. But yes, amazing quality. Ooh, I was really excited to find this one. Looks pretty dang near close to perfect. There's a little dent right there, which, you know, is fine. And I'm not going to show you all these. I'm just going to show you some of them. Okay, let's see. Been wanting to read this series. I love Janet Ivanovich while I was in jail because they're just so lighthearted and funny, and I could read them in less than a day, but they just leave you feeling fulfilled because the plot is very good, but it's so lighthearted and funny that you're not so emotionally invested that, because I'll get really emotionally invested in characters, like to the point where it's bad. So, but Janet Ivanovich always is a choice for me. I've never heard of this one, Alias Emma by Ava Glass. And this one still has a Barnes & Noble tag on it, but the perfect quality. I'm going to show you probably one more. Oh, I find a lot of historical fiction there, but I also find a lot of suspense, and I'm not a romance reader, so I have read romance. It's just not really my cup of tea. Ooh, this one. Ooh, sorry. Olivia Blake, Masters of Death. Excellent quality. Oh, my Goodwill tag's already coming off, which is awesome. Okay, one more. The House and the Cerulean Sea. I was so excited to find this. I've been wanting to read this for a long time. So, okay. I have a ton more. Boom, but we'll go over that another time. So, if you haven't been to Goodwill or Savers or Half Price Books, you need to go. Okay, thank you.